The Federal Reserve announced today that it may have to pursue some additional quantitative easing in an effort to boost the economy.
Both Obama and Romney agree that America needs to step up its presence in the Middle East.
More invasive procedures are likely to be introduced,
despite protests from millions of Americans.
The troop levels may remain the same, or perhaps even escalate in the foreseeable future.
Breaking news that Americans really want to hear about.
The presumptive GOP nominee Mitt Romney.
Similar efforts were made last year.
Justin Bieber may be hitting the stage in the Big Apple.
Business tycoon Donald Trump will be campaigning alongside Romney for the upcoming general election.
I don't know, honey. She seems like more of the same. It's too bad we don't have more newscasters like that Ben Swan guy. You know, the local newscaster. The young guy.
Sorry, what was that about a young guy?
The Swan guy, you know, the local newscaster we talked about the other day. It doesn't matter. He's actually bigger on the web than he is on TV.
Oh, you mean that good-looking fellow. What about him?
Well, it just seems like he talks about things that the other newscasters just seem to gloss over or don't even cover at all.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, like the new laws are trying to sneak in about the internet. You know, civil liberty type stuff. But like this Ron Paul guy. I mean, he's still in the race, but it seems like Swan is the only one talking about him.
Well, I like Ron. He's a good man. But you know, they say he's unelectable.
I'm not so sure about that anymore. He's winning a lot of states these days. It has to do with the delegates or something like that. They talk about it on the web all the time. I mean, have you seen the crowds he's attracting at his rallies?
Mm-mm.
It just feels like we're not being told the whole truth about Ron Paul. Like it's being suppressed. I mean, what if he's actually winning more delegates than the media is admitting to?
Only if we had a truth button on that remote. Then we could get to the bottom of this. You know, just one click and boom, an explosion of truth. Wouldn't it be great if the media had to tell the truth about Ron Paul, even if it was just for 1 hour?
Yeah, I like that. And all we have to do is just click a button. That would be fascinating, actually. A glimpse like that.
Sure would. Truth button. Just imagine what they would say.
Is this really real? I feel like I'm a kid again. Chance to air my conscience.
How strange, but liberating. What a wonderful feeling. Sorry, what? No teleprompter for an hour? You can tell the truth about Ron Paul?
Just have us shoot it to you straight? Absolutely no filters?
Seriously? And we can't get fired for this?
Actually level with you about the good doctor.
The honest to goodness truth?
the real deal on Ron? Okay.
Very interesting. Well, okay. If we have a free pass to tell the truth about Ron Paul. The truth is, he can actually win the GOP nomination. The delegate totals we've been reporting are total bunk.
Ditto that.
Ditto that.
Thank you.
Oh, the delegate totals. You mean those numbers we just pulled out of the sky that show Mitt Romney winning the nomination? Yeah. And so far, the general public's taken us at our word. Just remember, nobody knows what the delegate totals will be until they actually vote at the convention in Tampa.
Actually, for a lot of us in the media, we really don't know how the delegate process even works. But we've been reporting on it like we're experts. What does Rule 38 mean anyway?
It means that Ron Paul can still get the nomination. Bank on it.
You want to know what I've noticed? Ron Paul and the Liberty Movement are absolutely amazing. I've never seen such a committed, organized, professional group of individuals. They're political rock stars.
Let's just get to the bottom of this. If we gave him the same coverage we've given all the others, he would mop the floor.
Ooh, I bet that felt good, didn't it?
Actually, telling the whole truth about Ron Paul didn't just feel good. It felt great. The truth is awesome.
I mean, seriously, our ratings go through the roof every time we have Ron Paul on. It's clear that America is starving for more liberty. I mean, just look at the crowds he's packing.
Hate these ridiculous wars we're in.
Oh, don't even get me started about the wars.
I mean, seriously, Ron Paul has received more contributions from active military than Obama and Romney combined. I mean, it's not even close.
Ron Paul would actually bring the troops home.
She's right. As the commander-in-chief, he would have the authority to do this. And based on his pristine voting record, President Paul would clearly walk the talk.
Seriously, people, let's just do this. I would so much rather report on the best and the bravest coming home to protect our borders here. To all the troops out there, hoorah.
All right, let's talk about fiscal sanity, or better monetary policy. You know, the kind that doesn't believe in Keynesianism and crushing debt like the Federal Reserve does.
Dr. Paul makes way too much sense. He's so right about the Federal Reserve. That, and I really want to give him a hug.
I personally have a crush on Austrian economics.
Oh, I don't just have a crush. I love Ron Paul.
Let me tell you something. I love Ron Paul's ideas on monetary policy. I mean, if Austrian economics is about building real savings and avoiding debt, then I have a crush on it too. Google it.
Here's the lowdown that everyone in the mainstream media knows about. We have way too much government. This can only lead to tyranny. Less government means more liberty. More liberty means more prosperity for everyone, not just those in government.
And the way we achieve this is by following the Constitution, whose main purpose was to limit and restrict the scope and size of the federal government.
If we allow things like the TSA, Obamacare, and the Patriot Act to enter our lives,
we as individuals end up sacrificing our economic and civil liberties in exchange for them. To return America to greatness, we must restore our faith in the Constitution.
You know, just between you and me, we check the hits on our website. And liberty isn't popular with just Americans.
The IP addresses make it clear that liberty is a universal phenomenon. It's lighting up the entire world.
So here's a good question. Who do you think we in the media watch during our free time? Well, I can't speak for the others, but personally, I'm partial to Josh Tolley, View Manify, and Amanda Billy Rock. They represent some of the emergent voices of Liberty Online and do a fantastic job of sharing their perspectives.
I put all my faith in T-Mod. The man just speaks the truth.
Oh, and of course, how could we not mention the gentleman from Cincinnati?
Ben Swan is a king of investigative journalism. He puts the old and old-fashioned reporting. I wish we could all be more like him.
Copy that.
Copy that.
The truth is awesome.
Amen.
Can I just be square with you about something? I mean, nothing but the truth here. The truth is, I get all my inside scoops from the Daily Paul. Michael Nystrom's my hero.
Okay, and now we need a call to action. If there ever was a time for boots on the ground, it's this August in Tampa.
You really want to know what I think? It doesn't matter where you're coming from. The United States, Canada, England, Spain, Australia, you name it, find a way to get to Tampa for the convention. It's going to be historic.
Book your tickets now.
Come by plane.
By train.
By bus.
Or walk if you have to.
Just make the journey. Liberty is taking this country by storm. Tyranny is on life support.
And you, yes, you, can be the one that tips the balance.
And remember, the Ron Paul revolution is a force not seen for decades in America. The unprecedented crowds he's attracted are because everyone knows he speaks the truth. Dr. Paul has been doing this for over 30 years, and he is the most consistent, principled man in Washington. His ideas on monetary reform, foreign policy, and civil liberties have found their place in the souls of millions of Americans. From day one, we in the media have said that he is not electable. But it is clear that the Republican Party is going through a revolution, a Ron Paul revolution, and it is his ideas that are winning. Great ideas are always electable, and Dr. Paul has ushered more of them into Washington than anyone in modern political history. To Ron Paul, the champion of the Constitution and the man with the most electable ideas, or simply the most electable presidential candidate in modern political history.
In other news, Mitt Romney is gearing up for his showdown with Obama this fall. Americans seem to be getting very excited about this. There's sure to be some fireworks during the upcoming debates.
In other news, GOP presidential nominee Ron Paul is gearing up for his showdown this fall with Democratic incumbent Barack Obama. Media experts are baffled by the high interest level from Americans, but it is clear there will be unprecedented crowds watching these historic debates.
Oh, honey, want your glasses?
No, I can see again.
So, you got any plans this weekend?
Yeah, actually some friends and I are getting together to make some Ron Paul signs for the convention in Tampa.
Oh, all right.
Sign waves, baby, sign waves.
I actually just read The Law by Frederick Bastiat. It's a good one.
Nice. I'll have to check that one out.
Man, you read those articles last weekend?
We just really need to bring our troops home now.
Completely agree.
I personally have a crush on Austrian economics.
That was actually right on.
I get all my inside scoops from the Daily Poll. Michael Knight should play hero.
Have you seen the crowds he's attracting at his rallies? Are you awake? Maybe he's actually winning.
What if they only had the truth button on the remote? Then we could get to the bottom of this, you know? Just click and boom! Explosion of the truth.
All right, I got another good one for you. Guy walks into a bar and orders a shot. And the bartender says, well, what'd you like in that? He says, well, you know, I think I'd like a little Peter Schiff, some Doug Weed, some Matt Larson 10. Of course, I want to have some Josh Tolley, the man at Belly Rock. Can't forget to put a little Review Manify and T-Mont in there. And maybe a little Rand Paul, some Ben Swan. Gotta have some Ben Swan. And maybe a little Julie Borowski. And of course, Judge Napolitano. The bartender looks to the customer and he says, that's not a shot. That's one big old glass of Liberty.